Hey guys, it's Sloan. So I promised today that I would have a fun vlog up for all of you. And if you remember in a post that I did last week, I was talking about how in my new job I started wearing high heels a lot and how it's kind of just totally screwing with the alignment of my feet and my hips because I'm not used to that. So I said I would do a yoga post for anybody else who feels the same way. And so that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to take you through a little flow that I kind of put together to help stretch out your feet and ankles, calves, hamstrings, and the sides of your hips. In case you're in the same boat as me and you have to wear heels and it just makes you really sore and tight in places that you didn't really know were there. Also, if you're a runner, these stretches work really well for you too. So I hope you enjoy. This is my first attempt at a yoga video, so I'm not going to do a lot of instruction because I want to kind of keep it short, but hopefully you enjoy it and tell me how you like it and how you're feeling. All right, I'm going to move you so you can see my mat. There's my Christmas tree in the background. Kind of a funky glare. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start, can you see me? With some cat-cows. So come onto your mat onto all fours. Tuck your toes under. Get those hips in line right above the knees. Shoulders right above the wrists. Spread your fingers wide. And then on the inhale, you're going to drop your tailbone first. And one vertebrae at a time. Arch your back up and your head comes up last. And then exhale, turn the toes under. Drop the tailbone. And then your head drops last. And just move through this a couple times at your own pace. Really use the cow part to stretch out your feet so you can press your toes into the mat. And then on the other side, press in the tops of your feet. So just move through this at your own pace. And then we're going to move into down dog. So hands forward. Push back. Lift your hips high. And make sure here, if your heels don't come to the ground, that's really cool. Spread your toes as far apart as they'll go so you get a really good stretch in your feet. And then also in your calves. And then you want to internally rotate your legs so that you're feeling a stretch here. And lift all the way up into your tailbone here so that you get your hamstrings as well. And then from down dog, you're going to move into warrior one. So with your right foot, dial that heel down so that your foot's at a 45-degree angle. Bring your left foot up in between your hands into a lunge position. And then from here, lift up. Bring your arms above your head. You can bring your hands together and drop your head back. Make sure to keep your back legs strong and breathe here. And then from here, we're going to move into crescent lunge. So keep your front leg as it is, and then just lift up your back heel and align your hips to the front of the room. Make sure you're keeping this leg strong. You don't want to sink down too low, so keep it strong. And push your heel towards the back wall so that you're getting a stretch in your calf as well as your foot. And from here, lift the arms up again. Hands together and drop the head back if you're steady. This is a really good stretch for the front of your hip as well. And then from here, we're going to move into revolve triangle, which can be really intense for the outside of your hips. So, just be gentle with yourself in this one. It kind of makes me want to cry sometimes, but it's really, really good. So from here, you can bring your hands down to the earth. Step your back foot forward, so that your feet are about 3.5 feet apart. Front leg is straight. Make sure that you're, again, spreading those toes wide. You don't want to scrunch them up to keep your balance. Make sure that everything is flat and wide apart. My phone's ringing, but I'm not going to answer it. So from here, you want to align your hips together. So it's really easy here to let your right hip sink back like this. That's not where you want to be. So bring your inner thighs together, and then from here, straighten your back and fold forward. And then you can take your right hand and put it inside your left foot. Lift up your left arm so that it's directly above your shoulder. And then continue to twist from your mid-back and look all the way up. Keep those hips in line. If this is too much, you can just stay right here in pyramid. Okay. And once you're done that, then you can move forward to standing. So bring your feet together. Again, spread those toes wide. Take your 2 fingers and slip them under your big toes. And you want to try and spread this part of your legs apart. So really activate your knees and internally rotate your legs. And then pull up on your toes. Drop your head down. It's really important that you're getting a stretch all the way from your tailbone to the top of your head. And then from here, we're going to move into a wide leg squat. So separate your feet about mat's width apart and drop down. There you go. Put your hands in prayer position, your elbows in between your knees, and spread them apart. You can try and keep your feet on the ground here. If your heels need to come up, if this is too much, that's okay too. And then from here, you don't want to round forward, so make sure that you're bringing your tailbone in. Use your knees to squeeze your elbows. Drop your shoulder blades down your back and tuck your chin. You want to be in as straight a line as possible. This is really good for your feet and for the inner thighs. And then from here, we're going to move into reclined hero. So sit back. Go this way. Bring your knees together and kind of move your calves out of the way because you're going to slip in between them. And knees together, but spread your feet apart. And then try and come down in between your feet. And if you need to put something like a book or a block underneath you, so if you need to stay here, totally do it. But if you can sit all the way down, that's good. This is really good for your knees and for stretching out the tops of your feet and your ankles. Runners, you'll love this one. So you can push down on your feet if you want to get an extra stretch. And then if you're really flexible and you sat like this when you watched TV as a kid, like I did, then you can just lean all the way back to your elbows or all the way down to your back. And then breathe here. When you're ready to come up, just use your elbows and come back to here. And from reclined hero, we're going to move into cobblers. So bring your feet together, and you want the outer edges of your feet to touch, but spread them apart like a book. And for this, it's really important to push down with your inner thighs so that they're really active, and bring your spine so that it's straight. And then you can use your hands to spread your feet apart. If you want, if you wear a lot of pointy heels, you can take your fingers and put them in between your toes like this. And then that just gives you a little bit of an extra toe stretch. And then from here, straighten your back and lean forward. Breathe here for as long as it feels good to you. And then when you're ready, you can take your fingers out and come back up. And we're gonna do, hang on. The screen goes black and I don't know what happens. Always on cobblers. Okay, so come out of cobblers and we're gonna move into our last pose, which is a forward bend on each side. So straighten your left leg and bring your right leg in. And then try and ground your sit bones forward. And then from here, you're going to take a deep breath in and aligning your chest and your rib cage over your left leg. You're going to turn and reach for your foot. And once you've grabbed it, if you can, again, straighten out your spine and rotate your chest over your knee. And grab those toes and pull back as far as it feels good to get a foot stretch. And then lean forward, keeping your back straight to get a hamstring stretch. And in here, it's really important to keep your knee and your toes pointing straight up. So if you want to flex your quad, it'll give you a much better stretch in your hamstring. And then pulling from like your belly button, like if you're thinking of a string attached to your belly button to the wall in front of you, that's going to give you an even better hamstring stretch than just collapsing down like this. But if you want to do that and it feels good to you, you can do that too. Okay, so those are all the poses, and I'm going to take you through a flow on the other side, just really quickly, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. So come to cat-cow. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round into cat. Step your hands forward and press back into downward facing dog. Here, if you want to stretch your leg high to get a little extra hamstring stretch, that's fine. Bring that leg forward. Dial your back heel down. Inhaling up into warrior one. And then on the exhale, move your hips forward into crescent lunge. Another inhale. Hands come to the earth. Inhale, step your foot forward. Square your hips towards the front of the room. Place your hand for a revolved triangle. Breathe here. Try and ground your feet. Don't scrunch your toes up. Exhale, hands come back to the earth. And step your feet together for forward fold. Breathe here. Step those feet out into the sides of the mat. Drop down into your full squat. Here, knees together, feet apart. Separate the calves. Come down into your reclined hero. Reclined hero into cobblers. Breathing in cobbler's pose. When you're ready, come out, straighten your right leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, straighten out your back. Square your rib cage over your knee. And exhale, drop down as far as your body will allow you. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Bye.